there are over 150 million orphans in the world, but there's also 2.9 billion Christians. And if 7% of Christians adopted, then there would be no more orphans in the world. Every child would have a home. And I think that that really goes back to God's call of the widow and the orphan being the ones that He really wants us to care for. There's a reason for that. The church can take this on. It's completely doable. We need to be educated and equipped to do that, but He will equip us when He calls us. I was 12 years old and sitting in a social studies classroom with my classmates, and the social studies teacher was talking about China and the one-child policy. And God just spoke to me in that moment and said, this is what I want you to do. This is going to be your future. And I didn't know then if it would be bringing children home to be part of my family, or if it would be me moving over there and working in an orphanage or doing some sort of work like that. But I knew that God had really spoken to me in that moment and let me know that that was Chinese children were going to be in my mission future, I guess.
And I was called as a child as well. It wasn't specifically to China at the time, but when we were on our second date, I brought up the subject and I said, so what do you think about adoption? And she was surprised, and she said that she felt called to adopt when she was young, and I told her I did too. And so it just sort of went from there. It was, it seemed like a natural thing to do. Our agency said that God must have something planned for this because they had never seen anything like it.
So many delays, yeah.
We had over a year and a half worth of delays.
Just waiting for papers to go through.
Yeah.
We started the process. You start with a pre-application, and they kind of just vet you to make sure you're applicable to be able to do this. And then you go into a formal application, and then the home study where the social worker comes and they come to your house and peel through all of your private details of your life. Yes. So it was nerve-wracking but good. They check your financials, and they check the health of your marriage and the health of your life, and are you equipped to be parents, and all sorts of scary questions. So then you send in your home study, and then we do our the dossier where we do everything for the United States, and then you do everything again for China. So there's a whole packet of papers that go over there. So you end up with a notebook of papers, very, very, very thick.
It was about that, a stack of papers that thick. Close. Well, we know that he's 1.5. His birthday is November 17th, so his birthday is less than a month after Ethan's, and he's from the same city that Ethan's from, Kunming, in the south part of China.
Well, when you're matched with a child, there's two ways that you can do it. You can apply with all of your paperwork and everything, and then China will match you with a child after that, and that's how we did with Ethan. We just waited for a match to come along.
And that's typical.
And that's pretty typical. There's also waiting children lists, and so you can be pre-matched, and that's what we've done with the second child, is we saw that he was from the same city as Ethan, and we just thought that that would be a really neat connection for them, and he was around the age. We knew we wanted or hoped for a child that was younger than Ethan, just to keep that birth order. So you don't get a lot of information. You know, we have 2 pictures. You get one about every 6 months, and you get a file of what they consider to be the medical information, but you don't always know.
Yeah, usually the medical information is not accurate, but they give you as much as they can, and it's all in Chinese, and then it has to be translated to English, and the translation doesn't always go too well. And so when we got his packet of information, we took it to Dr. Cody, and he helped us understand everything that was in there. And so we know a little bit, but we will find out a lot more once we actually have it.
There's always unknowns.
And Dr. Cody actually diagnosed an eye problem that was not in his record just by looking at his pictures. And he said that it's easily correctable, but if it's not corrected in time, that he could go blind in that eye. So that's why we actually hoped that we would go in February to go pick him up, but it just takes so long, the process. There's so many steps and paperwork that you have to go through. It just has taken that long, and we think we'll probably go in June, but we're not sure. Well, they're all excited.
They're very excited.
Yeah, especially all of Ethan's teachers. They love Ethan to death, and so they're so excited about him finally getting a baby brother. And we still call him baby brother because we haven't picked out a name yet. So everybody's been very excited and very supportive and helpful. We've had so many people who have donated to help the financial aspect, because it is very expensive to adopt. But the church has been very, very supportive.
We just want to say thank you to all of you for supporting our family and supporting all the families who have adopted or who have adopted children, even in their extended families. It is a big need in our world, and it's one that God holds close to his heart. And so we just thank you all for your support.
And we thank you for coming tonight. This is a lot of fun hearing everyone sing, and we're excited that y'all all came out to support us and adoption in general. We're very appreciative of everything that our church family has done for us, and we're very grateful that y'all are here with us tonight.